The conditional tense using contractions. The grammar of the conditional tense requires a lot of small words that you will need to learn to contract. For example, the following sentence, which is the conditional past unreal tense, contains 13 short words. If you had not called me, I would not have known about it. Saying each word separately obviously sounds unnatural and very foreign. Here's how an American would say that. If you hadn't called me, I wouldn't have known about it. Instead of wouldn't have, we say wouldn't have. The T of the word not disappears, or in more casual situations, the have of the word would not have sounds like as in wouldn't. This grammar point is often difficult for some intermediate students of English. It might also be difficult for some advanced speakers who have learned English informally just by speaking it in the U.S., rather than through classroom study. Producing these conditional sentences quickly and naturally, particularly in the past unreal tense, is difficult for many learners of English. If this is your case, make an extra effort to master this grammar point. Repeating the sentences of the following exercises will help you to memorize the grammatical patterns. Practice them until you feel proficient using them. Word groups for practicing contractions. Let's start learning to use contractions in the easier part of the conditional past, the if clause. If I had been sounds like if I'd been. If I had not called sounds like if I hadn't called. If she had seen sounds like if she'd seen. If they had gone sounds like if they'd gone. Now, let's practice the second half of the past conditional sentence. You will hear two versions of this type of contraction. First, the standard speech, and then the casual speech. Would have sounds like would've, or in casual speech, woulda. Would not have, wouldn't have, wouldn't. Could have, could have, coulda. Could not have, couldn't have, couldn't. Should not have, shouldn't have, shouldn't. Conditional questions. With questions using have, you must add an sound between the pronoun and the contraction. But for statements, don't do this. Listen to what happens with the words you have. Would you have been there? Versus you've been there. Would you have sounds like would you have. Would you have been sounds like would you have been. Would she have sounds like would she have. Would she have wanted sounds like would she have wanted. Sentences for practice, past conditional tense. If I'd known it was your birthday, I would have gotten you a present. If you hadn't been driving so fast, you wouldn't have gotten a ticket. If the weather had been warmer, we would have gone to the park. If he'd been more careful, he wouldn't have had an accident. I would have passed the test if I'd studied more. Would you have done that if you'd been in my shoes? What would you have said if she'd asked you about it? Where would you have gone if you hadn't come to the U.S.? If it hadn't rained, we wouldn't have canceled the picnic. It would have been more fun if there had been more people at the party. I would have called you if you'd given me your number. If they'd come on time, they wouldn't have missed their flight. She wouldn't have known if you hadn't told her. Dialogue for practice. What would you have done if you hadn't come to the United States?
If I hadn't come to the U.S., I would have lived with my family. I wouldn't have had to study English. I wouldn't have met my wife. I would have married someone else.
Advice from a successful student.
Speak with confidence. I have learned that your insecurity will actually make your accent stronger. When I go on acting auditions, I first do my homework and work on my major mistakes. And then I let go of all that work and just do it. I'm just myself. So if you have an important interview or speaking situation coming up, just relax and let your true self come out. Don't be inhibited.
Casual or formal speech. Knowing the difference. Casual speech is used in an informal setting with friends and acquaintances. In casual situations, we are sometimes less careful with pronunciation and grammar. Remember, just like with contractions, there are rules to casual speech. Don't assume that you can randomly reduce any sounds that you feel like reducing. Doing this will only make your speech sound more foreign or more difficult to understand. Characteristics of casual speech. Sentences are shorter and the grammar is simplified. For example, do you want to go sounds like,
Want to go?
you had better do it sounds like.
You better do it.
Also, in casual speech, speakers are less careful about pronouncing every consonant. For example, probably sounds like,
Probably.
I don't know sounds like,
I don't know.
remember sounds like,
Member.
going sounds like,
Going.
until sounds like,
Till.
because sounds like.
'Cause.
Rules and patterns of casual speech. Here are some rules of the simplifications that we make in informal speech. First, you will hear the standard pronunciation of the word or expression, and then the informal version, followed by example sentences. You, yeah.
I'll call ya.
See ya.
Because, 'cause.
I did it 'cause I wanted to.
I'm tired because I worked all day.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't know what to do.
Let me. Let me.
Let me do it.
Let me help you.
Let me talk to him.
Give me. Gimme.
Give me a call.
Give me a break.
Can you give me a minute?
Did you sounds like Jew.
Did you call me?
Why'd you do it?
Did you go out last night?
Do you want to? Wanna.
Want to go out?
Want to dance?
What do you want to do?
Have got to. Gotta.
I gotta go.
You gotta do it.
Should've, would've, could've, must've. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, musta.
You should have told me.
It would have been nice.
We could have come.
You must have seen it.
shouldn't have, wouldn't have, couldn't have, shouldna, wouldna, couldna.
You shouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have known.
It couldn't have happened.
Going to, gonna.
I'm gonna go.
It's gonna rain.
What are you gonna do?
What do you, what do you?
What do you want?
What are you doing?
What do you think?
A lot of, a lotta.
That's a lot of money.
I got a lot of friends.
Kind of, kinda.
It's kinda hot.
What kind of car is that?
Out of, outta.
Get out of here.
I'm out of money.
You're out of your mind.
Go to, go to.
I go to work.
Let's go to a concert.
Yes, yeah, or yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Yep, I did it.
No, nope.
Nope, I'm not going.
Nope, that's not right.
In.
What are you doing?
Nothing much.
Practice dialogues. Invitation to a movie.
What are you doing tonight?
I don't know yet. I think I'm gonna just stay home.
Want to go to the movie?
I'm kinda tired. I gotta get up early tomorrow.
Did you go out last night?
Yeah, I shouldn't have gone to bed so late. I would have had a lot more energy today.
Why don't you just take it easy then? We'll go out some other time.
Okay, let me know when you're free again. See ya.